sanctified. Churches read from the same Bible that said, "Slaves, obey your masters." Priests blessed slave ships before they set sail. Families prayed at dinner tables while slaves stood behind them, serving silently. Religion, which should have been light, became a curtain to hide injustice. Imagine the nights on the plantations, the screams muffled by the sound of the wind through the sugar cane. A mother clutching her newborn, knowing that in a few years, that child could be taken, sold, branded, renamed. Fathers who watched their sons grow into young men, only to see them auctioned away like cattle. Women who carried the children of their masters and were forced to raise them beside the ones they bore in love. This was not a story of centuries ago. It was the foundation of modern wealth. The cotton that built the American economy, the sugar that sweetened Europe's tea, the tobacco that filled their lungs, all watered by sweat, tears, and blood of human beings treated as breeding stock. There were records kept like animal pedigrees, notes on who was strong, who was fertile, who could produce well. Some plantation owners even bragged about their breeding programs, just as modern dog breeders would brag about purebreds. Humanity was erased, replaced by calculations of muscle, productivity, and obedience. Yet even in that darkness, there were sparks of resistance, whispers of rebellion in the quarters at night. Some slaves refused to breed, sabotaging the system with silence and defiance. Some mothers took their newborns and ran into the woods rather than watch them grow into slaves. Others prayed that death would come before the master's next command. Every human heart has a breaking point, and for millions of enslaved Africans, that point was crossed every day. When we look at history today, we often see slavery as numbers, dates, statistics, policies. But behind each number was a heartbeat. Behind each name was a story. The story of a man forced to father children he would never know. A woman who birthed a generation of nameless souls. A child born into bondage, sold before he could speak his mother's name. The breeding of slaves wasn't just a chapter in human cruelty. It was the deliberate design of a system that saw profit